The first is called Stów and concerns meeting the gods and the goddesses within the forest. The second is called The Forest Wide, another encounter with majesty in the forest, inspired by the wonderful songwriter Linda M. and put to music by Aim Gilmore. And the third one is called Ing Song, Ing being the Old English god of fertility. And I'll probably run them together in some way. So to begin, you've waited long enough. Stów. Enter this place, and time acquires the sound of blood passing, of breath present in the lung, neither taken in nor letted, hovering, held and released in spiral. The world becomes wider, nearer. The forest walks in, anticipate. The birds are spinning, every avenue for life fills itself. I am not alone. In this whole wide grove, beneath this suspended sky, over this rising earth, with my body solid, I meet my gods. Fire, thunder, steel, cold hard wind, silver sea, eye given, thought whetted, hand taken, antler armed, fair of foot, dead by what harms none. Ring showing, apple bearing, silent weaver of worlds, clothed in rigid nakedness, drunk on a still expectant wind, I listen to the lady under God's gaze. In every chamber, air and fire meet, explode, aware of more. Every thread of sinew, finger's print of weave, strand of body hair, streams, a perennial clutch and spurt. Blood-filled veins in a spongy membrane stand rigid, pebbles stretch-headed, waiting for the rain. Such an ordinary lord, but a lord the same. She bids him remember. I thought it were a traveller's fire gleaming in the wood. I was faring late at night and it were fearsome cold. My wife awaiting by the window, candle at her side. But I left the path in hope of shelter, deep in the forest wide. The darkest shadows fell around and gathered at my knees, but there was scarlet fire calling through the ringing trees. Bright ablaze and dancing fire served me as a guide. I made my way for warmth and shelter through the forest wide. And through the ragged woods I hear the echo of all I cried. Forgive me, wife, that I should yearn so deeply for the forest wide. The smallest child, fearing still, will through her fingers spy, and so the black bark trees did seem to hide and show things to my eye, and drawing to a gladed edge in bushes there to hide, I gazed upon the secret flame that dwells in the forest wide. And she was dressed in velvet green, erupting from the floor. Her arms were ringed with colors, shades of green and blue and many more, and everything she showed to be was filled with living pride. I fell upon my knee to see her in the forest wide. And what the flame that drew me from the path into the wood? It danced upon her head as any bright and flaring hood, a shining flaming red of hair that never could be tied. Her hair it was of burning gold, had drawn me to her side, and through the ragged woods I hear the echo of all I cried. Forgive me, wife, that I should yearn so deeply for the forest wide. As sun gives birth to shadow, I could feel them at my back. Tiny hands or shady claws scratching at me, sharp and black, so none should lay the blame on me or say I never tried to stay out of that gleaming glade. Deep in the forest wide, my shadow falling on the grass, lit red by burning mane. She turned to me, my scarlet eye, and asked of me my name. Around her head a raging storm of fire would have known I lied. I told her all my truth and more, deep in the forest wide, and as she brought her face to mine, was it care or was it guile? Were her teeth drawn back in rage, in hunger or in smile? Was this a kiss upon my lip? Was it spit or blood that dried? Was it eye ablaze and burning now within the forest wide? And through the ragged woods I hear the echo of all I cried. Forgive me, wife, that I should yearn so deeply. This morning I woke sudden from a slumber on the ground. The grass beneath me crimpled green, but blackened scorches all around. And through the ragged woods I stumble, clutching for my bride, asleep at home beside the window far from the fires of the forest wide. And through the ragged woods I hear the echo of all I cried. Forgive me, wife, that I should yearn so deeply for the forest wide. For this is what I be, and I know what I be. I can walk the wood, naked, kin to the trees, I the glade, I the moss, I the mulch. Cradle the blooded bones of the owl-torn shrew, catch the breath of the shattered oak free on the breeze. I walk the woods and the forests march with me. Within me run the rutting stags. We fight and bellow the does to entice, then let fall our horns, our antlers scattered all around the mead. Growing, I am the green unfurling, the fit and throbbing wood. I enter you like a tree coming into leaf. The sap engorges, roots dig deep into my mother. My lover weeps as she opens to me. Softly unyielding, tender strength holds the world in fierce embrace, a hold allowing the flower to open and spill her pollen to the fumbling bee. And in fields the barley dances high, tall and alive. But as a son of my father, with each tide I must ebb. Then I am the winter field that will not grow and make a yield. I am scorched stubble and the remnant of the last sheaf left rotting. I settle then into the least of what I am, and I know what I am, shrink until I cease into stillness next to death. But no more dead than life ever is, releasing the struggle for more than I am, for more than I may be, and I know how much I may be. I can sit unscathed within the dark womb, return at times to the cauldron of blood, no longer fevered, no longer fury, waning into nothing neath an eagle's claw, become nothing at all, not even slightly shamefaced, slipping spent into sleep, a slim and faded shadow of what I can be, and I know what I can be. Here, seated in shade, I am moon at his least, where sun cannot reach me, and my ship can flounder in the deepest trough. I am man in retreat, and man needs to retreat. Though my lover craves constancy, man ebbs and flows like the tide, like the moon, like Mani, my travel mate. Else the need to bleed, the blood pounding in unbroken round, drives us head to head, brow to brow, onto the pointed sword and spitted. Man needs to retreat, to yield, to give up, to touch the lowest point, to weep at times, and return. Always I am, and the fire that cannot go out is in me. And what I release, what I let fall, returns to the well, the earth, the fire, remains in layers beneath our feet. The bed of the sea, the spring, the hearth's embers, stands in the heartwood of the mighty oak, dances in the flight of the sycamore seed. So though at times I am less than I am, always I am. In the midst of decline, of waning and empty moon, I smile.